that back turbo.
When I made my first million, I ain't panic. I only drink out this hill. I'm done with Zanny. I bought my mama a crib. I'm outstanding. I'm pressing my cousin a bill till it's granted.
Yo, what's up, Pain fam? People of the Pain Hawk channel, we're back. Got a video, like we said, we're gonna try to stay consistent on Wednesdays. If y'all didn't know, Kai posts on his channel Mondays. We post on the Pain Hawk channel Wednesdays, and Fridays we post on my channel. So y'all never really go too long without content on one of those pages, so make sure you sub to all three. But today, we're talking about the Pain Hawk, the Trackhawk, new vehicle I have purchased. Kai also has one. I have the black one, Kai has the white one. I've been loving being an owner of this car. I have no complaints as of right now. It feels well worth the money. And today we're gonna get into a lot of questions y'all have about the Trackhawk, ways that I afford the Trackhawk, how I got the Trackhawk, and everything in between. So first off, I got the Trackhawk in a black diamond pearl color. Trackhawks are pretty rare in 2024. Especially with low mileage. So this was pretty spec'd out. It had everything I wanted besides one thing, and we'll get into that later in the video. The black diamond pearl was a pretty calm color. A lot of the mods that you get for your car, cosmetic wise, usually come in black or carbon fiber black. So I just felt like black was a good base color. I'm definitely gonna wrap the car. Comment down below what color you would like to see the Pain Hawk wrap. Mine's at least. Kai has a couple of options and whatnot. My favorite color is green, so I can see myself wrapping this big girl green, maybe calling her the Hawk, the Pain Hawk or something like that. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. I hate matte finishes. I hate satin finishes. I'll definitely do a gloss color. But yeah, comment down below what color you'd like to see the Pain Hawk wrapped, and maybe we'll do it. So yeah, black Trackhawk, pretty spec'd out, had everything I wanted for the most part. We'll get into the details and the specs of the car in a little bit. So for about a year and a half, me and Kai have been running a business as well as doing content creation and things like that. So we knew a time would come when we will upgrade our cars and get a new vehicle. And for me, being born and raised on the north side of Atlanta, Mopar, muscle cars have always been my thing. Like I grew up seeing it and everything. So the Trackhawk to me is just like the holy grail. I like Challengers. I would get a Challenger. Chargers are a little too common for me, but I thought even greater than both of that. I'm a big dude, 6'1", 220. I was like, I need a big car. I want to hop out of something feeling big, And I felt like an SUV with a Hellcat engine was a perfect option. I mean, I got no complaint, all-wheel drive. How could you hate it? So like I said, for 2 years, I've done content creation as well as running my own brand. If you don't know, we have a company called Welcome Pain, as well as Cascade Heights. They're two apparel brands. One's a little more gym-centric and gym-focused, while the other one is more streetwear-based. We have a website, welcomepain.com. We're loading up for a drop right now, probably end of February, March. So just stay tuned for that. Follow the Instagram at welcomepain_. But yeah, that's been one of my main sources of income. And I knew if I put the work in long enough and played hard enough that I would be able to get my dream car, which the Trackhawk is one of them. I get a lot of questions all the time, like what car do you want after this? Right now, I am enjoying the Trackhawk. I don't have no desire for another car as of right now. Until the Trackhawk gets older, I fully mod it out and do everything I want to, and I feel like I've accomplished and finished the car completely. Maybe then we move on to another car, but right now, I have no other car in mind, don't know what I would get after this. I love the SUV bodies personally, but who knows? Truthfully, I planned out this car for about a year. I planned in my mind and made enough money to get this, and it took about a year, I would think, from the point of me knowing I wanted this car and to me actually getting it, which I did purchase here in December of 2023 is when I first got my Trackhawk. When I bought the car, it had 5,000 miles. Right now, we're at like 8,400 miles. I already put 3,000 miles on this car. I drive it almost every day, almost everywhere. Not quite everywhere, but almost everywhere. I enjoy it. I usually drive in track mode or sport mode. I usually never drive in eco mode. So that brings me to my next topic, gas mileage. If I had one thing I did not like about the Trackhawk, it would be gas mileage, but it's what you get with a V8 supercharged Hellcat engine, as well as it being an SUV, all-wheel drive, 5,000 plus pounds. I mean, you get what you pay for. You're gonna live at the pump, but you kind of know that if you can afford this car, you could probably afford all the trips to the gas stations you're gonna have to make. I do put 93 in this. You don't wanna put anything below 93. I thought about switching it to E85 and running that fuel just for performance reasons, but as of right now, pretty happy running 93. If I wanted to get the most out of this car, I would definitely have to change to either flex fuel or run E85 completely. The car actually came from Chicago. I live here in Dallas, Texas, and we have a friend who plugged us with a friend of his who he buys his cars through. I'm not too sure on the name. I don't want to butcher it, but it should be somewhere on the screen right now. You can hit him on Instagram, say we sent you. His name is Devin Castro. Cool dude, got us exactly what we wanted, me and Kai. So yeah, we could have done a dealership route and did it ourselves, but he kind of proxied it, kind of middleman the deal for us. He had a further reach to a lot more dealerships and a lot more friends and bank brokers that could get us the deal, make sure at the age of 23 we were gonna be able to get the Trackhawk and everything like that. So no complaints. Shout out to my boy Devin Castro, man. The Trackhawk was a little over $100,000. I'm not gonna lie, it's a very expensive car, especially now with them getting rarer. They stopped production on the Trackhawks and everything. So I paid a little over $100,000 for this car. Some people hate on me and say, why would you pay $100,000 for a Trackhawk, bro? It's a Mopar, that shit's dumb, da 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 da. I'm happy with it. I was able to afford it. If you could do it, do it. If you can't, you can't. It is what it is. Me personally, I didn't want to take in between steps, getting maybe a SRT Jeep, Grand Cherokee. They got Hemi Jeep Grand Cherokees. I could have got a Scat Pack. I could have maybe got a Daytona Hellcat. There was other options, but for me personally, I didn't want to take an in-between step. So being 23 with little to no credit, it made it very hard for me to obtain this vehicle. And my first vehicle was a Nissan Maxima, which I still have to this day. I financed only $10,000 on that car. I think in total it was $13,000. So the bank only gave me $10,000, and I bought that car when I was about 19, and I still have it to this day, like I said. Going from a $13,000 car financing only $10K to now asking the bank, yo, I want to get a $105,000 car. The banks are not rocking with that at all, let me tell you. 23, don't have a house. The only real credit history I got is through my one car note, which is $200 a month with my Nissan Maxima, as well as any credit card bills I might have or pay off and things like that. But yeah, non-extensive finance report regarding car loans. I actually did have to get a cosign on this vehicle to kind of help with the money I would have to put down. Over the summer when I was looking at the Trackhawk for the first time at me purchasing one, I talked to a couple of dealerships myself, and I was looking like I had to put $80,000 for a bank to approve me for around roughly $30K, which they were comfortable with, but anything over $80K on my own, I wouldn't have got done. But like I said, my boy Devin Castro hooked it up, pulled some strings, he knew some people, knew a bank that did approve me with a cosign, and I had to put $45,000 down. Look, it had to happen. That's the only way I would have obtained this vehicle. So if you didn't know, you can't just walk into a dealership and just go buy a Ferrari unless you're gonna pay it full out in cash. No banks are gonna approve you, especially if you never had a car before. If your first car is a Ferrari, good luck, buddy. So that's why a lot of people take gradual steps up to get in their dream cars, and it is important to take those steps. Like right now, I'm probably gonna get something that's $150,000 down the line, $200,000 down the line, $1 million down the line, hopefully, you know? So it's like, you do have to take those incremental steps and prove that you can make payments on such an expensive car to then get bigger and better cars and build that relationship with the banks. So the bank is roughly financing $70,000. My APR is outrageous. I won't lie. My APR is outrageous. And that's one of the things I regret about getting this car. Now, I could have waited a couple more months, cleaned up a couple of small accounts I had on my credit history, and got a lower APR, but I definitely seen the reason for getting the car at the time that we did get the car, especially going into the new year. So it was a little push, and in a result of that push and me making sure I got the car I wanted when I wanted, I do have a very, very high APR, but it's okay. I'm working on refinancing it here in the summer with showing I can pay my payments on time, building a relationship with the bank, and hopefully bring in more streams of income to where it's then easier for me to refinance the car and get a lower APR. But overall, my goal for this car and Kai's car, by the end of this year, we would like it paid off through the business, through our streams of income and things that we do for work. God willing, we pay this car off by the end of the year, so then we have no loan payment. So right now, what I pay for the Trackhawk is $1,800 a month. $1,800 a month. That's my monthly payment. It's what I got. It's a little cheaper than Kai's, but that's what I pay right now. It's not the worst, it's not the best. It is what it is. If you didn't know, Jeeps, Chryslers, Chargers, Challengers, all of the Mopar universe cars are very, very easy to break into and steal, and they're one of the most, if not the most, stolen car in America, especially Hellcats. So that was one design flaw with Mopar's cars, is just in 30 seconds, a thief can break into your car, hop in it, rework the computer system, drive off. And if you have what I have, which is a kill switch, was with the first mods me and Kai got it the first day we got our cars. A kill switch is mandatory if you have any Mopar vehicle. So we put a $1,200 kill switch system in it to turn off the engine when we're not in the car and don't put our personal passcode in to start the engine. However, there is still ways thieves could hitch the car up, put it in neutral, and roll off with your car. Hopefully by that point, when they come with another car and try to roll your car off the lot, you can stop them. But there's many precautions you could take to help prevent your car from getting stolen, which I try to take all of them at all times. I ride around with a wheel lock, I have a kill switch, I have a firearm, and you need to be taking all of them, especially if you have a Mopar. So that's one thing I don't like about my car, is the thought of always having to know where it's at and stressing if I'm in a store too long, if it might get stolen, especially like in urban areas or like inner city areas like Dallas. So that's the reason why I kept my Nissan Maxima, especially going to cities like Dallas, Atlanta, Houston. You don't want to be driving a Mopar. I'm sorry, it's just not safe. You can get robbed. At the least, you'll get a broken window. So to mitigate me not having to deal with that, I do just take my Nissan Maxima a lot of places where I don't want to take the Trackhawk. So one thing I also was very nervous about was the insurance on this vehicle, being that it's so fast. It's a V8 engine. Right now, my insurance on my Nissan Maxima is $300. my insurance on the Trackhawk is actually cheaper. I think it has to do with being an SUV. It's just seen as a family car and a little bit safer than a V6 Nissan Maxima. But right now, I pay about $280 to $290 on insurance for this vehicle right here. I have USAA because my dad was ex-military, so I think you have to be military or know somebody that's military to get USAA, but that's the insurance I run with. I shopped around at State Farm, Geico, a couple other places, and USAA had the best price for me and this car. So yeah, I pay about $280, $290 for insurance on this vehicle right here. So right now the car is bone stock. I put a badge on it. I got a lot of cosmetic modifications coming in this week, which y'all be seeing on the Paint Hawk channel. I'll keep y'all updated on that. Right now, the car produces 707 horsepower, I think. All-wheel drive. I promise you, you get in this car. Supporters have gotten this car. My friends have gotten this car. It doesn't need much done to it. Stock, bone stock, this car is amazing. It's fast, it's powerful. Torque is insane. Like I said, I have no complaints or no desire for more horsepower. Will I do it? Yes. Do I need to? No. So if you were looking for a car to buy bone stock off the lot and to really enjoy and have fun and wow people with, the Trackhawk is definitely a great option. Aside from the business, I am a content creator. I do not make money off of none of my social medias quite yet. We don't monetize YouTube, we don't monetize TikTok, we don't monetize Instagram. We use all of that traffic to funnel it to our brand, Welcome Paint and Cascade Heights. Now, however, I do have a sponsorship with Anaka Power to where I get a salary with them as well as commission. So anytime you type in code PAIN when you buy anything from Anaka Power, you directly support me and Kai, we share a code. So that is my second stream of income, being an influencer, content creator / sponsored athlete. And with those two streams of income, we were able to put the down payment on, pay monthly on this car, and still live comfortably and not be stressing too much. And to avoid all issues or complications of high mileage, I knew I wanted the last year they were created, which was 2021. That was the last year Trackhawks were made. There's 2020s, there's 2019s, and there's 2018 Trackhawks, but I knew I wanted the last and the newest of the Trackhawks. That will guarantee me low mileage, low usage, and hopefully I don't run into no technical complications or anything that the older Trackhawk models might have. I wanted a sunroof, which is very hard to come by with these Trackhawks. It's almost panoramic, it goes all the way through the back. We'll show you inside in a little bit. Kai's spec actually didn't come with the sunroof, so I'm a little happy that I got that. I do plan on putting stars in the roof, possibly. So the sunroof does kind of hinder that and the look of that, but I got no complaints. I love having my sunroof open. I love having natural light come in while I'm driving. It comes with a Uconnect infotainment center. I knew I wanted the Harman Kardon sound system, a great sound system. It is not as loud as I would want it. I would definitely get a sound system put in the Trackhawk as well, but as of right now, it sounds amazing. It does what it needs to do. And most importantly for me, the one spec that I did not get and I wanted was either A, two-tone white and black seats, B, peanut butter insides, or C, and my personal favorite, red interior, leather to be specific. And unfortunately, out of the options I had, there were none on the market that had everything else that I wanted as far as mileage, other specs, and the year I wanted. So I did have to just settle for black leather seats, which I don't really mind. I know they needed to be leather because I have a dog, and I go to the gym daily, and I sweat terribly, and I knew if I had any suede or Alcantara seats, like I would probably ruin them. Another cool feature that we have in the Trackhawk as well is red seat belts, which I do love, and it's another little thing that I really enjoy about the Trackhawk, especially when you're taking pictures of girls in your car, and she showed a red seat belt, it just looks very player. Other subtle things I love about the Trackhawk is this little Trackhawk logo on the steering wheel. I'm not sure if the previous owner put these in himself or there is an option for customization with the foot pedals, but I do have, it looks like stainless steel metal foot pedals, which is another small thing I love about the Trackhawk. Once again, the sunroof is one of my favorite things about the car. I just love the natural light that comes in when I'm driving and things like that. The Trackhawk in the seats, Kai actually has white stitching that pops out a little more. I would have loved for it to be a different color to stand out a little more in the leather, but it gets the job done. Another small thing I love about the Trackhawk. As you can see, the car has track, sport, auto, snow, and a tow mode. POV drives definitely coming soon on this channel. You can expect that. But yeah, one time it snowed randomly in Dallas and I did take it for a spin with snow mode. My tires are not equipped for the snow, but it did handle pretty well and I did feel safe in the Trackhawk while driving through the snow. Primarily driving track mode or sport mode. When you put on track mode, traction control does turn off. I usually keep that on because you'll be sliding all over the roads, especially if you're really punching it while you're turning. But track mode is what really opens up the engine. And auto mode, you can also turn on eco mode. When I'm low on gas, when I want to be broke and save some money on gas, I'll be driving in eco mode, I'm not gonna lie. Another thing I love about the Trackhawk is the carbon fiber inserts on the dash. It goes along the doors here as well. The exhaust on the car right now is actually pretty loud stock. I do want to get it a lot louder. I love the 4 exhausts that hang out the back so people know that this is a Trackhawk Jeep, not the regular one. And of course, you know, I can't forget the supercharger whine. I do plan on getting my own intake car. I got an intake put on already to make the whine a little bit louder, especially when I get exhaust and that gets louder on the back end. We gotta make sure we still hear the whine from the supercharger as well. And lastly, one thing I love about the Trackhawk is the trunk space. I got an American Bully XL, and I usually take her to the parks and things like that. So when I do need to bring her, I am glad I have an SUV that she can hop in the trunk. I got WeatherTech floor mats throughout the whole entire car. And even if you need to go to Costco's, Walmart, run to go get groceries, this is the ideal car, believe it or not. So yeah, man, that's a wrap up with the Trackhawk, what I pay, how I got it, what the insurance is, gas, the inside of the Trackhawk, the outside of the Trackhawk. Every time people see me, they ask, yo, have you got tickets yet? I've almost got one ticket. I got pulled over one time the first day I got the Trackhawk. But since then, cops don't really like notice this car in traffic, especially it not being wrapped, it looks black. To a person that doesn't know, they might just mistake this for a Jeep Grand Cherokee. So I don't run into a lot of issues with the law, and I'm kind of conscious of where I'm driving and how fast I'm driving and what area. I've been blessed to afford this car. I don't want y'all to think like I'm above y'all or anything like that. Like I said, if any of y'all, my supporters, ever see me or Kai in person and want to drive in the Trackhawk, there's been tons of supporters already that have driven in the Trackhawk and got a ride in it and everything. I would love to do that for y'all because I want to be here without y'all. And we really like family. Like I never rode in a Trackhawk or a nice car my entire life. Like I never knew what it would be like. And I always wanted to be able to drive in a Urus or Rolls Royce and see what it would be like. So if y'all want to ever pull up and see me, man, and see the Trackhawk and take a ride, I'm all for it because I always want to give back. I always will stay humble. And more than anything, I'll be spreading the love of God and Jesus Christ and everything that I do to make sure that it never gets overlooked. That is the main reason why I have anything I have. I got big plans for the Trackhawk in the near future, so comment down below if you want to see any mods. I'm not the most knowledgeable in cars, so y'all could teach me things, y'all could show me things, give me different options as far as exhaust, performance mods. Whatever y'all want to see with the Trackhawk, let me know, comment down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe also if you haven't, only if you enjoyed the video and the information I was given. I love y'all. See y'all next Wednesday. Ow.
Run it back, turbo. When I made my first million, I ain't panic. I only drink got this sale. Don't with Zanny. I bought my